Hello, welcome back. I'm going to show you how to work with the demos that come with the theme to get going really quickly. And I'm going to focus on very basic customization and customization tools out of the very wide palette of tools that come with the builder, because we're trying to keep things very simple for the first bunch of videos without digging too deeply. So here's the main tool. These are the blocks as we discussed in the first video. Grids we'll talk about in future videos, elements, and what we want to focus on is demos. So click in the demo tab, you can see the demos. You can click the load more demos button down here and get a bigger list of demos. So let's load the first one, see what we get. So I'm just going to scroll to see what comes with this page, and I can see some images and some text, animations, call to action, buttons, galleries, photo, and so on and so on. So starting from the top, the first thing that you probably want to do is change texts. So you can do that quickly just by clicking on the text that you want to change, and you see this tool that neatly follows you wherever you go, whatever you click, and just type in what you want. So I'll change this to my header and delete the rest maybe. And this text tool in itself is probably something that you want to see a whole video on, but you have very elaborate things that you can do just from this tool alone. For example, you can change the color right from here, right? So it's really easy. You can change the font size, line height, letter spacing. You can choose from over 800 fonts. Just by clicking on them, you see a nice preview of what they look like. Choose, and you have font weights. If the font has variations of font weights, they'll be here. You can also filter fonts by choosing from popular to trending, or variants, which means that fonts within this category will have the most amount of font weights. So let's choose variants, and we'll choose I don't know, the third one. And now you can see that it comes with various font weights, so you can choose your weight right here. And you can also add icons, build links, see the source code, get to the advanced settings, and so on and so on. But let's keep things simple just to move along. So the next thing you may want to do is change this image. Change images. You hover over this image, you can see that it's clickable because you see the border around it. And from here you get to the image settings, and again there are 3 tabs, sometimes more. You can see things like animation, add another animation if you want more than one, the design, and the image itself. So we're going to click browse, and I'll pick a different image, not trying to do anything pretty here necessarily, just to demonstrate. So I'll pick this flower here, and if I want to do maybe I like this image but I want to change it a little bit, there's an image editor here. It's really neat. You click on that and you can see the image, and you can work on it without using Photoshop. For example, you can transform it and rotate it and flip it and do whatever it is you want to it. You can apply filters, all kinds of well, maybe not so many at the same time. Okay. And you know, once you're happy with that, you can apply it and it will create a new file with your changes. So changes are undestructive. You can redo and undo very easily and work very quickly without leaving the builder for a second. Another thing that you may want to do is, I don't know, let's talk about changing this button, for example. In this case, I'm just gonna, you can either click on it and do some basic things like change text within the button, but let's talk about maybe changing the button a little bit more. So we'll click on Advanced Settings. Actually, maybe I want to show you another way you can get to the properties of every item by right-clicking. So I'm going to right-click here, and you can see the button, click Settings, and I get to the same window again. So I'm just going to show you some basic presets. You can really quickly change from different from solid buttons to only bordered based buttons to round buttons to cornered or straight, or if I don't like that, maybe I'll go to the design and change to more of a custom color by changing it this way. So there's a lot here you can do, but let's keep things simple. You know, just tip of the iceberg here. So I'm going to actually, let's undo this. Okay, that's more reasonable for now. So we'll keep scrolling, and this is a Masonry type gallery, so I can just click that and maybe change it to something else. I don't know, you know, use your imagination here, change the gutter sizes and so on and so on. Okay, not trying to do something necessarily that's very attractive, just to show you some quick tips to get going. And maybe the last thing, let's change some of these icons here. So I'll click on the Google Plus icon, move this to the side, and I can see that we have an icon picker here with the awesome font family. So we can just click, you know, if you watch the icon here, you can see that it's changing as I choose different icons. I can change to a different font family of icons. We have 6 of the best and most popular icon galleries right here. So we'll choose the Icon Moon, and maybe I'll click the search, and I don't know, I'll type heart and choose the heart. If I want to change the design, I can of course click the design and change the color and do whatever it is I want. I can add animations, or I don't know, do the swing animation on this. You can see the heart is swinging. Let's hit the little eye icon to see it again. So just the tip of the iceberg. Right at the top of the section, there's the navigation itself, which is a more complex element that probably want to see a whole video on. But there's also the shortcut to change the background image, which is very useful. Whenever you see that, you can just click on it and right away change the whole section. So there it is. Maybe one last thing is, you know, if I want to change within this section, if I want to change the padding and the spacing, there's the margin, border, and padding tool, which if you hover over, you can see it highlights the content area, the padding area, which are just these little sections here on 15 pixels per side, the border, which is obviously 0 at this point. So let's say if I want to add more padding to the top and do that, when I hover over the padding, I can see the pink frame now shows me that there's 27 pixels here, 33 here. It's a really handful of very useful tools right here in this one tool. And of course, we can also view our work in various window modes, or mobile devices, or laptops, tablets, and so on. So that's it for this video. It's just the tip of the iceberg, but hopefully it will get you going as quick as possible. Thanks for watching.